All right, hey guys, this is Brandon McCaskill. This is the Safari Arie Road Show. We got Ari with us here today, and we're just going to ask him what's new. So Ari, what's new?
Well, we're having a bit of a technical difficulty. We actually
Yeah,
did record this yesterday, and somehow my video completely disappeared. So we're going to redo this.
yeah, it was
So
tech
actually,
issues on my end. So
so it's all good. Anyways, yeah. So today is Tuesday, sorry, Tuesday.
I've
Today
lost
is
track of
Sunday,
the days
August.
too,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, big time. So it's Sunday, August 23rd.
Yeah,
And I got into Golden, British Columbia, not yesterday. So
mhm,
Saturday, so Friday evening. Okay, so let's backtrack. So yes, so I got into Golden, British Columbia, Friday evening. But the last time we spoke was when I was in Calgary. And
right.
I don't even remember how long ago that was. So
A few
since
weeks.
I left Calgary, and Calgary was an amazing city, I did some touring, and I highly recommend everyone and anyone to visit Calgary. It is a super cool city. They have an amazing trail system for biking and walking, and it follows the Bow River,
Oh yeah.
which is an amazing river because it is comes up from actually where I was in Banff, and the water is blue, 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 blue. You swear
Oh
you're in
cool.
the Caribbean kind of deal. So
Huh.
it's an amazing river, and they have amazing bike trails that follow this river. So I
I'm
highly, not
assuming you
only do I
got lots of
recommend.
pictures, eh?
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
that's okay. Let's go on. There's a whole other tangent. Like I'm at like I think over 7,000 to 8,000 photos.
Holy Toledo.
And since getting into Alberta, that went from like literally like from 4,000 to like 7.
No
And
kidding,
so
eh?
I am so far behind on posting. And when I do get a chance, like
Yeah.
I'm in a hostel right now, I'm posting like crazy. Like first thing I did when I got up yesterday morning and first thing I did when I got up this morning was like post 100 photos
Yeah.
at a time. Well, 100, like almost 200 photos to
Right.
Facebook at a time, just trying to get caught up.
Amazing.
But yeah, no, since I got into Alberta, the photos have just been going like through the roof.
Hmm.
But anyways, that's a whole other story, a whole other issue. Anyways, Calgary is an amazing city. Not only do I recommend visiting it, if you can handle the winter in Canada, I say move to Calgary because it's actually an amazing city for sure.
Hmm.
Um, anyways, yeah, so we last spoke in Calgary, and then I
Yep.
traveled from Banff to Jasper, which of course is one of the most amazing sections of highway in the entire world. Not world, but in Canada anyways, that's for sure, which is kind of basically the most amazing in the world. That's another way of putting it. So that was just amazing. Couple thousand more photos, of course. I got into Jasper, I guess, well, that would have been last week.
Yep.
And Jasper was mainly just a turning around point because basically Banff to Jasper, there's my route not have me go past Jasper. So I would have actually had to, the plan was to backtrack from Jasper towards Banff and then you go west at Lake Louise.
Right.
But anyway, so Jasper actually was just a place for me to turn around, grab a shower and turn around. But I
Hmm.
had some really, really amazing experiences. First, I was able to connect with a fellow cyclist who her name is Ha, and she's from Vietnam. She's from Vietnam originally, but she lives in Toronto. She's Canadian,
Yep.
and she wanted to bike across Canada. And so
Hmm.
she had reached out to me just after I left Kingston, back on the road after COVID kind of
Yep.
deal. And so we had been communicating back and forth, and I had
Hmm.
been feeding her intel. As at the time I was way ahead of her, like 1,200 kilometers. But long story short, she actually passed me when I was coming into Dinosaur Provincial Park in that area. Excuse me. And so she actually passed me, even though I was like 1,200 kilometers ahead of her at one point.
Yeah.
Long story short, again, she was doing some hiking between Banff and Jasper. And so I actually caught up to her in Jasper the night before she actually was going to head out of Jasper to
Oh,
continue to
cool.
Vancouver.
Hmm.
And so anyway, when I got into Jasper, we were able to connect, which was super cool after all these months of messaging back and forth.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
then, and that took up a good part of the evening. And then I was finally going to get a chance to get some work done. And in the hostel I was at the downtown hostel in Jasper.
Hmm.
And in that hostel, the windows are right on the street.
Yep.
That's where the main working area is. And
Okay.
you're right on the sidewalk. And anyways, it was quite dark. It was probably 11:30, 12ish or something, give or take. And these two guys in masks. Now I'll suggest, sorry, I should backtrack about the masks. Between Calgary and Jasper, masks have been mandatory all the way through in public. So anyways, these two guys in masks, faces covered, they look in the window like real close to me because I'm like only like inches from the window, and they're like looking at me. And then they, it's kind of weird, right? Kind of creepy. Anyways, they disappeared. Their names were Chris and Anthony. And anyways, what happened was 10 seconds later, they come up to the window with their phone, and on the phone it says Safari Arie ?
Oh, really?
So that was beyond crazy to be recognized like that. I guess basically what happened is they were following me on Strava, a biking app so that you can follow other cyclists. And because I got into Jasper, all of a sudden the internet just kind of it uploaded all my updates, and so it showed that I was actually in Jasper. And I guess, I don't know if they actually went looking for me, but they saw my bike locked up in the yard, and then they saw me working away, and they put two and two together.
That's amazing.
And so a huge shout out to Chris and Anthony for recognizing me in Jasper, because that was mind blowing.
And that was in the same day you ran into right?
Yeah. And then and then also what happened actually just before I ran into Chris and Anthony, I was on the phone with a longtime follower, Bruce OConnor. And Bruce OConnor, he actually lives in McBride, B.C, British Columbia, which I'm in British Columbia right now, but I was in Jasper. Anyways, he calls me and he's like, if you want, I've got time. I can come pick you up. I can bring you to McBride. I can show you around. I can bring you to these ancient rainforests. Whatever you want, whatever you like. And I was like, heck yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And just a quick note on these ancient rainforests. He had brought them to my attention way back in the beginning, and it was on my list of places to see. And so anyways, he offered to pick me up. And so it was like 100, McBride to Jasper is like 170 kilometers. Yeah. So he actually drove all the way to Jasper, picked me up on last Tuesday. And then I hung out with him. We went up to the ancient forests, which is like another hour away. So another 100 kilometers, and then back to McBride.
Wow.
And then Friday morning, he actually drove me like 440 kilometers from McBride all the way past Jasper, all the way back to Lake Louise, because that's where I would have had to come back from Jasper to make my way west. So I didn't have to backpedal a single kilometer of all that. And so that was just absolutely it was just unbelievably amazing. Just unbelievably amazing that he, I think he drove me like 1,000 kilometers between Tuesday and Friday. And so unbelievably beautiful, awesome. And I had a great time with him. And then, so Friday evening, I got myself here into Golden.
Right.
It's just.
So you said you went to this ancient forest. I didn't even know this existed. Where is this?
Yeah, no, exactly. I didn't even know about these ancient forests. Excuse me, I'm getting a bit of a frog in my throat.
Oh.
There. Okay, done. Anyways, I'm a bit of a tree hugger. So you mentioned trees. I'm there. I'm all for it and can't wait to see trees and just love looking at trees.
Yeah.
Anyways, he had reached out way back just to let me know about these things. And it's like I said, I had no idea. So what it is it's like one of these inland cedar forests where the trees are like between 1,000 and 2,000 years old. And so most of those types of temperate rainforests are usually along the coastlines of Pacific Canada and the United States. Most of us are familiar with the famous redwood forests in California.
Yeah.
So it's those kinds of forests. Now, so these ancient forests, I think they're like an hour kind of towards Prince George from McBride. So they're between Prince George and McBride. Yeah. And they, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're the most inland forest of this nature. Because like I said, most of them are along the coast where they get that rainfall. Right. Now, the one thing about this particular forest that makes it a little bit unusual, say like the redwoods or whatever, on Vancouver Island or wherever, is that these trees are not necessarily like tall in a sense, because there it's I think it's called the Robson Valley.
Okay.
And anyway, so it's this pretty wide valley, and so apparently at times of the year, I guess, you get some very, very strong winds, and that tends to snap the tops of these trees off at some point in their lives, kind of deal. So they're not the tallest trees, but they are between, like I said, between 1,000 and 2,000 years old. And so, and like I said, because of COVID and my plans changing for the Arctic, at this stage, there was no chance. Like I said, this is almost 300 kilometers out of my way to go see them. So it was just amazing. And I was just so thankful that he would actually do all this for me, kind of deal. So so it was, awesome. It was amazing to be able to check this forest out.
Cool. And I'm assuming there's lots of pictures of those, and you can find those on your website, right?
Well, yes. They're not posted yet, but and actually I should just, you know what, since we're talking about photos, just for people watching, you go to my website. On my link, I have a photos page. All my photos get to Flickr eventually. Actually, that's what I was doing just before we started talking. It is a little bit slow getting photos up to Flickr, just because I need a reasonably good internet speed.
Right.
And like I'm only at about 5,000 of the 7,000 to 8,000 that I've taken, and I'm doing that right now. I'm actually posting photos from Calgary, literally just before you rang me. But anyways, if you go to my photos page, there's a link to my Flickr account. There's right there. Well, but by next week, there'll be about 20,000 lifetime photos and about 7,000 to 8,000 photos just from this ride. And so if you want to see photos, especially across Canada, check out that page, because you will not be disappointed. Like I said, and Flickr's easy because you can just zoom, scroll, so you can see tons of photos super quickly.
I love your website. He's got his blogs up there, and he's got the whole deal. So check out www.safariarie.ca. Thanks, Ari, for giving us an update.
Yes. All right.
So where are you off to? Are you doing any riding today, or?
I'm hoping to probably leave tomorrow. I think if I can get a good amount of photos on Flickr today, then I feel content that I did something. I got yesterday I was in front of the computer the entire day. I think I got 3 blogs posted, which is actually a lot of work. Took me all day basically. And I'm going to try to get another blog posted to try to get caught up. It's just, Alberta, that's the thing about Alberta. So much happened. It's crazy. Like just so much happened. And it just, oh my goodness. I need at least, I need a holiday for my holiday. Not that this is a holiday, but it's just every week I have like 100 hours worth of stuff to do, if not more, just on my website. But it's all good. I love it.
Yeah, lots to do. All right. Well, we won't keep you any longer. Thanks for giving us a little update. And thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.